looking ahead to Sunday, it's already coming out. This team is already responding a little bit. Emma Hayes got interviewed in the broadcast there. She's chopping it up in the post game with media availability. Players are doing their mixed zone responsibility, and it's jumping out. It's jumping out already. Valentillas Joyce already saying revenge for sure. That's going to be on the mind for the team going into Sunday. Emma Hayes acknowledging the fact that this team was incredibly disjointed throughout the game, looking that they were, what was it, a yard behind from mentals to feet on the pitch. So they're gonna, I think, lock it in. I think some of the response is already kind of showing itself a little bit. What in particular would you like to see, Jess, from this team going up against Portugal again?
You know what? I want to see, and I'm sure Emma Hayes is going to have a different starting lineup going into Sunday's game, but I would love to see more connection within that front line as well. Now that we don't have triple espresso, okay, we have our opportunity to show up and show out while these players are out right now. Let me see Michelle Cooper go at it again. I want to see her get herself another chance. But you know what? On the flip side, Emma Sears, let's give her a chance. I want to see her get some more caps as well. But as far as Kat Macario and Alyssa Thompson, I think the three of them, maybe that's, I don't know, triple espresso squared, maybe, or what would you call that? Secondary? I don't know. We'll come up with
double
something.
shot.
Anyway,
I don't know.
double shot.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We'll figure it out.
But I would like to see the three of them, mesh well a little bit better, in that attacking third area, because I think that there were too many decisions that these players were a little bit hesitant on. And it actually surprised me that Kat and Alyssa Thompson didn't connect a little bit better, just because, they play for club and country now. And so that's definitely a partnership I want to see like this, but obviously sprinkle a little Michelle Cooper in there. So then maybe we got that
Nice.
triple shot espresso squared. I don't know.
Extra shot.
Somebody help me out.
Whatever it's called.
Extra shot.
Yeah. We'll workshop it along the way.
Shot of espresso.
Yeah, right. How about you, Satara? Anything maybe outside of the attacking line that you want to see differently from this team, yet either from the back line or the middle?
Well, I was going to kind of hop on the front line, just a bit, because Jaden Shaw, for me, I think we're starting to kind of see her get her what do these young kids call it, Riz? I don't really know. They're like, they're getting her footing back, being with Gotham, and you're hearing about like the link up between her and Rose at Gotham, and I think maybe we can perhaps see that with the national team as well. I think, I've seen, I think Emma Sayers and Michelle Cooper for sure are great shouts, but Jaden, I think she's such a young talent. She's only 20. And she's starting to find her rhythm again, like kind of what we saw when she was at San Diego, starting to kind of peak out a bit, in Gotham. And I've obviously have been seeing that link up between her and Rose. So, and seeing Rose tonight, Rouse McDowell, things that she does, really well. And she's starting to get back in her rhythm as well. So I think seeing those two, we see them at the club stage. Now let's see them at the national team level will be really awesome as well. I know Jaden got, some minutes tonight, but maybe a start and then kind of see where that goes from the first 45. And I think, that's it. Because I think defensively, I think defensively it's a sound side, right? But I think attacking, like that's U.S. Women's National Team's bread and butter. So we just got to find that connection, to help get those goals like we're so used to seeing.
No, I hear you.
That shout, Sadie Mae. I'm sorry, Sandra. I'm gonna have to cut you off here, but I love that you shouted Jaden Shaw, simply because she was huge talk with this huge transfer over to Gotham FC. She was coming off the bench with San Diego Wave, and it's kind of like everyone's kind of scratching their head, and then she goes to North Carolina, coming off the bench once again. But this is a very, very, very talented player. And then she gets to Gotham FC, which, huge credit to Juan Carlos Ambrose. He's very good at developing a young midfielder, whether if it's your natural position or not. He's making sure that, your midfield position is solid. So I love this growth from Jaden Shaw, but then her partnership with Roosevelt with club has just been bread and butter, peanut butter and jelly, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Sandra.
No, 100%. I'm with you. I want to see it. I want to continue to see that development. I mean, I asked Emma Hayes, during that roster drop availability about Shaw, because this is a player that's kind of had some unique opportunities in front of her this year, whether it's been splitting time between that U23 relaunched program and then time alongside the senior team versus even I think we can now make that comparison in your point, Jess, for NWSL as well. She had some time with the Courage. It was not working out. Change of environment, change of scenery in Gotham, change of coaching, and we're seeing her make be effective and have an impact there. And so I do wonder if maybe there's another player on this roster that can meet that. And for me, maybe Olivia Moultrie is a player that gets minutes in the next game, because another player with maybe that similar trajectory has split that time between that U23 team and now this senior team as well, who is also really turning it on in this second half of the season, is arguably right now at this moment the Thorns' best player, even though it's technically, I think we can all agree to a certain extent, it's really Sam Coffey's team this year, but Moultrie in terms of form is it right now for the Thorns. So I do wonder if maybe there's a combo of those two to get into the mix for the USWNT against Portugal on Sunday. I'm also curious of what tonight's match might mean for Sunday defensively. How is that backline going to rotate, if not majorly or just a couple of tweaks? I think those are the questions, right? If Emma Hayes is going on record and saying that these are the games, that these are the games in the window in which they are going to really try to make sure that they finalize their evaluations and start to really narrow that pool in the buildup to qualifiers, which are a year away at this point, because for CONCACAF, they're going to run in November in 2026. We gotta make those hard decisions, and those are the hard decisions that Emma Hayes wanted. But I can't help but feel if there is anybody that is a lock at this point on this roster, I don't even think they're in this window, because I can't help but think of Naomi Girma or even a Tierna Davidson, they're just unavailable right now for selection, and even parts of Triple Espresso at that point, and Mal Swanson or Soph Wilson or Trinity Rodman, who are just not here. We saw how special that was during the Olympics, and it's kind of TBD if we're going to get the sequel or the repeat of that, in 2027. And I include that back line and that front line. There was a real chill, I think, that went through everybody when Tierna Davidson went out in the Olympics, but they were able to band-aid that with someone like an Emily Sonnet. But that center back duo of Davidson and Girma really kind of was a little bit of a revelation for some folks, I think, alongside what that attacking three were doing. So don't think we have all those answers quite yet. It's game one of a 3-game window. We'll see if this comes to light. Maybe we'll get to see Shaw. Maybe we'll get to see Moultrie. Any shout out for anyone else you want to see on Sunday? Is there anyone that you pick from this U23 roster to replace Trinity Rodman? Because Emma Hayes said she will call a player up to compensate for that 26th player that they sort of lost in this window. I would maybe like to see another attacking player, but I don't know. Time will tell. Who knows if this performance tonight will have an effect on that? Is there anyone that y'all want to see?
I want to see Riley Tiernan move up.
Let's go.
I want to see what she can do with the full team at the international level. I mean, U23s, you know what I mean? She can go out and crush it, but I want to see her against, some big dogs and see how she does against these teams, because she's killing it in the NWSL.
Yeah. I mean, North Carolina's right there. They're knocking. They're right at that playoff line. They want to step through the door. We'll see. No, I think that's a good shot. I think Riley's a good shot. Maybe a midfielder or an attacker in some sense. Maybe, I don't know, Shara Stepanski, also another player who's playing on a good team in Gotham, doing really good stuff. Maybe that's another option you take a look at. But we don't make those decisions. We just talk about them.